Yes, I did get my US tourist visa, B1, B2, documents that I carried with me. My passport, confirmation letter, the guidelines, the interview guidelines that you get an email. So you have to print that for the barcode, and latest photo with stamp date. These four documents are mostly important. Now, I'll tell you, everything lies with DS 160. Fill in DS 160 thoroughly without any spelling mistakes, without any hidden loopholes. Fill it with all the details that you have, everything you've studied, everything you've worked, what are you doing right now, how much salary do you have. No loopholes, no bluffing, everything that's actual factual truth that you can present to them. Fill in all the details. It's not that extensive, it's straightforward. Just keep it real, answer the question, and you do not need to carry the form like the DS 160 printed. After that, you do not need to get it. The second thing, so when you're applying for a US tourist visa, you will add all your details of today, which is of 2024, where you're living, what program you're doing, and then you get your interview after a year or two. You have to update all your details. So DS 160 can be updated at just once more, but not frequently. And then appointment as well, you can just update it once, like you can take the latest test once and that's it. It locks. So it kind of gives you one chance and that's everything. So make sure that the second time when your interview date is approaching, only then you update your DS 160 if needed with all the latest details. Suppose I took my interview date last year, so all my details were outdated. My program of studying, what I'm doing, where I'm working, for my college details, everything, city, postal code. I literally had to create a new DS 160, and I was worried if I can do that or not. But I did write to US Embassy, and then I got a reply that yes, we can do that. The support team did say that it's not a problem. We can update the DS 160. I just had to go in that appointment page and add my new DS 160 application number, and that's everything. And I have to take the confirmation page of my latest DS 160 payment confirmation, and that's everything. That's all. That is what I have to carry to my interview. Now, supporting documents. What are the other things that you need? You need the supporting document of the workplace where you're working right now part time, if you are showing that as a proof that through this you can afford the trip to wherever you're going. So you have to have that document. They did not ask me in the interview, which I will come back to it, but then I carried these, so you may as well just have that one single document, which is your employment letter, which you usually get it during the first day of your employment before you sign the papers for your job. The second thing that I carried is my itinerary. What are my details? When am I flying back and coming, and for how long? Very, very important is why are you going? So this question is also there in the DS 160. How long would you be staying? Where would you be staying? And why are you staying? And what is the purpose of your visit? So you know any of the video, not just mine. This is the very first thing that you have to have a very clear and confident, precise, uh, you should be knowing this because you are going to be doing that, right? So those itself gives you like a 99.9% chances of kind of clearing the interview without any hesitation. Why are you going there, right? So I wanted to go there on a trip for this specific dates, and I had this much balance to show, and these were my flight details from a consultancy or embassy that I one of the agents that I helped getting the flight details. So I had that itinerary with me. Next thing is I also showed them that I am enrolled to the next semester by having my third semester's details, like the third semester course program details. I printed out that as well. Next, I visited the bank. So my payment checks, it comes only after the completion of the particular month. It could be the same for you guys. So I went to the bank, and the bank gave me a statement that this is your financial situation every month and this is all your savings you have, stamped and sealed. So I just took that to show the proof of funds. If in case they ask me who's providing you the funds to kind of travel for this trip, and then how are you affording it, I would just have them show this, and then I would say that myself, and this is how these are my statements. The next thing I carried is the payment slip. I just saw one of the videos and I just carried that with me. I would suggest you do that too. So again, in the appointment page, if you see, you'll have print the receipt, and then you have the receipt for the payment that you made for the US visa application fee, which is $160 payment details. So just have that handy, and then carry any other passports if you have. I had another one before I came here, so I carried that as well. I carried my driver's license, which is a Canadian ID over here that I have, apart from the passport that I have. I submitted my Aadhaar details because they will ask if you have any other ID back from home. So I carried the original one with me as well. So if you're giving something, some other details, make sure that you're carrying that document with you as well. And study permit, this is very important, what your status is in Canada. They will ask, definitely they would know. They didn't for me, but then they could for you. So you carry your study permit in the first entrance itself before your biometrics. I had to submit that. So in interview they did not, but then I had to show what's my status over here, proof of the status. So it's not a picture, it's not a document or Xerox copy, just carry the original one. They'll ask, they'll see the status, and they fill in the details. So carry your study permit or work permit, all right? And then couple of other points. Do not carry your cell phones. There is no locker. You'll have to keep your phone outside. Do not carry your bicycle or e-scooter. Do not wear your smart watches. Just go with your casual clothes and your, of course, your jackets and stuff, but then try not to carry any of your keys, water bottle, food. It's a very quick process. It doesn't take too long. So there are a couple of items which are prohibited, which you cannot carry with yourself. So take a friend to give their phone, or just don't get your phone. Go visit the interview place beforehand, just in case you don't want to waste any time on navigating the routes on the day of interview, right? So yes, that's the thing. There's no lockers around, and if they would be, they'll be expensive for even an hour and all. So I would rather just not take my phone with me. A couple of things that to notice apart from that is that there would be a lot of people over there simultaneously giving an interview, being accepted or rejected. Don't get that in your head. Don't get nervous. Just be confident in your documents, in all your details that you've provided, and it's just one on one. There's no thing that if three people have been rejected, you would be rejected the next fourth one. There's no situation as such. It's everything is individual basis, and they would be assessed on how confident you are, and what is the purpose of your visit, and what's the reason, what's your status in Canada, how financially are you strong, independent, and everything goes on that. So it doesn't matter if you're waiting in whatever's going on in front of you or on the sides. Just be confident, and you have to stand all the time. The interview is also one-on-one with just a wall, and with a like a glass kind of a thing covered, one-on-one face-to-face interview. And then it's pretty straightforward and very quick, all right? So there is no way that you have to be seated, you have to keep explaining. So just keep the documents with you. You know what documents you're carrying. As you speak, you can just show it to them. So to me, they just asked a couple of questions: your reason to visit, and what are you doing here, how long have you been in Canada. And I got my visa approved. So that could be it for you guys as well, right? So you don't have to think a lot about it, and just relax. Also, I carried my letter of enrollment, and I just took these documents in my hand. I didn't even carry anything. I just put them in a bag, and then I just carried with that in my hand. I did not carry a lot of like a pile full of documents, which I did see other people doing that, which was not needed. So you guys can avoid that as well. So hopefully you guys should get your visas as well. Put in a comment if this was helpful. All the very best. I'll just put it see in the description of all the supporting documents and all the main documents that I carried. And don't stress much, and you guys should be clear, right? All the best. Thank you. Bye.